Hi there, folks. Welcome to another episode of Michael in the Backyard. Well, we're not in the backyard, as you can plainly see. In a little town called Canton in the Burger King parking lot. We're currently 88 miles into our trip of bringing this little beauty back home. This is a 2004 Wrangler X. What's the X stand for? Nobody really knows. Okay, I currently don't know. What this is this is a Jeep that my folks had bought when it was 4 years old. So in 2008, they bought this vehicle and they've had it ever since. The only thing that's been added to it since they've had it is this. They put tires on it. These wheels were already on it. It currently has 83,000 miles on it. It has some, let's just call them, dated, some KC daylighters. I left them on there. We're probably going to leave those on there. We did actually upgrade the headlights to something a little more intense and a little brighter, just so we can see and be seen a little bit better, as if the yellow wasn't bright enough. But it's got a soft top on it. Eventually I wouldn't mind putting a hard top on it. But yeah, between this and the tracker boat, we're hauling it 900 miles back home. Wish us luck that we make a safe trip. This currently has a 4-liter 6-cylinder engine in it. It's got the automatic transmission, not a manual transmission. But we got these nice KO2s, BF Goodrich all-terrain TAs. Actually a pretty quiet tire. You don't actually hear the tire at all on these going down the road, but they do have somewhat of a decent tread on it. And this one has a name. We're calling it Rumblebee. This is because it's all black and yellow. It's for obvious reasons, right? I'm gonna check the bearings here real quick. Cool and comfortable. Tires aren't too hot. Brand new tires. Let's check the other side here. Yeah, my mom and dad were the caretakers of this Jeep, and now I'm going to be the next caretaker. It's going to be garage kept like it has been most of its life. It's all original paint. There's no rust. This thing is as clean gets for a 20-year-old vehicle. And this is the original soft top even. And as you can see here, it's in magnificent shape. It has been in great shape. Got the little window visors here for you can have the window down on some rainy days. We got one duck. It's something we've learned about is you can get ducked in a Jeep. It's something that started up in Canada actually and went viral. And if you see a nice Jeep and you have a rubber duck, you can put your rubber duck on the door handle or up on their windshield, up on the wiper. And it's called getting ducked. So we have one duck that was from a person named Tater Tot. So we ordered our set of ducks. When we get home, we'll have ducks. So if we drive around and see another Jeep we think looks pretty cool, we can duck them. Duck me, duck you, duck the whole world that has Jeeps. It's kind of a fun little thing. Sure, I'll join the party. But yeah, I'm pretty tickled with it so far. Coming through the mountains was a little rough. And what I mean by a little rough, we had to keep the overdrive locked out because there's some grades up there that I was kind of worried that we were going to be able to pass the semis even. But it pulled it. It did it. This trailer should only weigh, well, this thing has a towing capacity of 1,000 to 3,500 pounds. The trailer is designed to carry about 1,000 pounds. This aluminum boat on this tracker is very light, but it currently has a greenhouse full of plants in it. We'll show you that when we get home. I'm not going to untarp it now. But yeah, my wife and my mom, they love plants. As much as I love boats and doing things in my backyard, they love plants that much. And this thing is literally loaded down with plants to take back home My wife's taking them home to her sister and her daughters, and they'll end up in our house as well. But yeah, so far so good. The tires feel nice and cool. The bearings are cool. That's what you want to have after running down the road at 60 and 70 miles an hour. The backbone, if you guys watch this other video on what I did here on the boat channel with the framework, holding up really well. Actually, when you're running speed, this actually starts to suck down and actually puts pressure down onto the cover, which is actually holding this backbone together really well. So, well, it's time for us to get some breakfast, get back on the road, and see if we can get some more miles behind us, and see if we can make this Jeep, which should have no problem for this particular 20-year-old vehicle, to make it back 900 miles back home. Alrighty, we'll see if we stop and give you some updates along the way. All right, we got about 530 miles to go. Is that right, Road Captain? Yep. She says, yep. So far, just checked the oil. The oil is still full. We've been running it pretty hard. I don't guess it's too hard. We're running at 70 miles an hour. Getting about 14.3 miles per gallon so far. But the old beast is just tearing it up. And the tarp, I shouldn't say the tarp, the boat covers, taking all the wind I can throw at it. Everything seems to be good and tight yet. We're just taking a little break here, snugging things up. Yeah, the old Jeep's doing pretty good. She does have a little bit of a harmonics when you get it in the, I wouldn't call it lugging, but it's like right where it should downshift, but it don't unless you kick it out of overdrive. And you can hear this raw, 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 raw. It's almost like the exhaust has a harmonics going on there. Everything underneath here. Oh, this pavement's nice and warm. I can take a nap. You're not gonna find too many Jeeps much cleaner underneath than this guy. Yeah, she's doing good. Real good. I want to look at the other side real quick. But yeah, I wouldn't mind putting a little bit quieter, or say newer muffler on it. Just because this one has 83,000 miles on it. It's 20 years old. Let's just see what we got here. It ain't very bad for rust at all on the old muffler, the thing that would rust out if it was stored in a vacuum. But so far it's looking pretty good. Everything looks good. The bearings on the trailer are just warm at best. Basically doing real well. All right, we have run into some rain. Now we got some rain. We're gonna do some detailing on this when we get home, but so far so good. Everything's been working magnificently. All right, take a little break here. We'll check back in a little bit later. Well, folks, we made it back home. Over 900 miles later, and the Rumblebee is still rumbling. It has a rumble, and when I say it has rumble, the exhaust on it has a drone, a roar. When you get it under a little bit of a load. I know it probably wouldn't be as bad if we didn't pull in the boat, but you know, it is what it is. I'm pretty sure I want to find a quieter exhaust because I'm older now and I like quiet things. And inline sixes, it's tough to make them sound good, so you make them sound quiet. Now, if any of you know the perfect exhaust for 4-liter for a TJ Wrangler, let me know, because I'm in the market for a really nice exhaust. Especially just the muffler, not anything else. Look at the front of this thing. We got bugs. We got bugs. I had to clean my windshield at the last 4 gas stops. They were just plastered. And I think we had some bugs that were pretending to be birds. They were such a big splat on here. We got a lot of detailing to do on this to bring it back around to the way it was when my folks let me take it. And let's just check the oil real quick. I'm curious. I checked it a couple times along the route, but, oh, come on, let go. And it was holding up really well. Quadratech. I don't know what that means. First thing in the morning, cold, still full. It definitely is a little dirtier. It's a little, I can actually see it on the dipstick, but it's still a hair, just a line above the dot. That's perfect. That is perfect. Transmission, that was good. I checked it yesterday at one time or two. Everything is clean and beautiful and working as it should. What do we got here for antifreeze, anti-boil, full to the top. Nice. That's all we need to look at in there. And like I said at the beginning of this video, man, the grass has gotten tall. These trees, there were trees out here that weren't even budding when we left, and they're almost fully leafed out, so the backyard looks completely different. These trees here are all leafed out now. But I said it at the beginning of the video, I think I did, my folks are the second owner of this vehicle. I'll be the third. So this is gonna be one of those, let's say, hand it down, pass it down type of vehicles. And I'm gonna take really, really good care of it. I got a place in the front of my garage where I can turn it sideways when in the wintertime. This thing will never see salt or snow. Yes, it will see rain, and it will see car shows. We're gonna take it to car shows. It's a 20-year-old car now, and we'll be not necessarily showing it, but at least, you know, some drive-in car shows, some drive-in things. It'd be fun just to show this thing off. I'm also in the market for a hardtop. I'd love to get a really, I mean, it's got to be in pristine condition because this is in pristine condition. So I want to get a hardtop for this thing because it makes the back end more useful. Because with this, you got to unzip. Right now, this only opens up here at the bottom, and that's it. And you got to unzip and roll and do funky stuff there. Whereas if you have a hardtop, that window just has gas shocks, and you lift it up, and you can actually use it like a, you know, you can put stuff in there easier. Take your pets, drop them up in there. Jump them up in there. Have them jump in there. Yeah, that's the words. But, yeah, I'm excited to have this. Like I said, I'm the third owner now. It just turned over 84,000 miles on the way home. It performed flawlessly. It only got, let's say an average, my best gas mileage was like 14.3 or 4. My worst was 11.8, depending on what hills and stuff I was going on. But normally these will get, if it's like my other inline sixes that I've had, it'll get anywhere from 17 to 18 miles to the gallon on the highway. And depends on how hard you run it too. But when you're pulling a boat, and when I say a boat load, let me show you. Like I said, my wife and my mother love plants, and they bought plants. They went ham. Let's just show you what went on here. We're gonna peel this back. And the boat cover didn't have to do a thing to it. I just checked the straps every now and then. It was fine. And it rode the whole way this way. I don't know if this is necessarily a towable cover, but with this well backbone that I put under here, as you guys saw me do in an earlier video on the boat channel. Look at that. Look at that. It's a terrarium. We got plants all the way back here. We got 5 cases of Cheerwine soft drink. We got some family members that love that, and you can't get it up north here. So, 5 cases. Let's go ahead and peel this up. I like the boat cover and how it's working. Get everything unclipped here. The other cool part, if I want to work on this boat and just uncover it enough to work on it, all I have to do is unhook a few things, and then I bring this right up here, just like that. And it sits right here up on the flat part, which is really kind of awesome, because then I can access everything. And then when I'm done working on it or doing what I want to do, because I got a special treat coming for this boat. We got to get it registered in Iowa, and we got to register the trailer. The trailer's never been registered, to my knowledge, because South Carolina doesn't require license plates on trailers, but they do require you licensing and stickering the outboard. I don't know what they do with inboard outboards. Do they put a sticker on that inboard motor? I have no idea. If any of you southern folks down there know the answer to that one, feel free to comment down below. But yeah, look at this. Now we got full access to all the plants. And they can get it cleaned out now, so I can actually clean up the boat on the interior, do a little vacuuming, do a little power washing here and there. But yeah, we got moving blankets everywhere. We got stuff piled in. There's plants everywhere. Pretty cool. It all worked out great. So when I say my wife and my mother bought a boatload of plants, I literally mean it, a boatload. I don't know how much weight that added to it, but I'm sure it added a few. The little 12-inch trailer tires did magnificent. The last 2 or 3 legs of the journey home, I ran 70 to 75 miles an hour. The Jeep performed flawlessly. It actually liked it at that RPM because it kept it about 2,200 RPM, where it was in more of a power band. And when you went up these grades, it didn't have to shift in and out of overdrive as much. So that was a plus. All right. This video is going to be a little shorter, but we're going to call it done on this one. You've been introduced to the Rumblebee now, and we're going to do some more fun stuff with it. I got a few accessories my wife has bought. Oh, let me talk about these headlights. Let me talk about the headlights. I'll leave a link below. These headlights are absolutely amazing. It lights the highway up like a runway. And the cool part is when the high beam comes on, it is an addition to the low beam, and they actually cast out where the high beams or low beams stop. The high beams throw that light out like a spotlight even further. So you have no dead spots. I could see literally 50 to 75 yards ahead of me at all times with the high beams on, and maybe even a little further. I saw deer before deer even knew that they were on the road. But I'll leave a link below for these guys because highly recommend. They're like $125 for the pair, and I replaced the original glass headlights. I kept those, the original stuff, but didn't use the KC daylighters at all. We didn't have any fog, and I was not off-road. All right, well, that's it, folks. Thanks for watching, and there's more to come always here in the backyard. So if it ain't broke, fix it till it is, and we'll see you on the next video if I'm lucky. Talk to you later. Have a good day, and be good to one another. Bye-bye.